And we are live. We're live. Yes, we are live, y'all. We are live. Hey, they can't all be winners. The boxing bookie gets a little humbled today. I'm going to let everyone pour in right quick. Feel free to jump in. We are going live. We are live following the PROBOX card. The boxing bookie takes his first L of the year. Was off to a 7-0 start, but look, we're still 7-1. The MyKquan Williams fight really surprised me. Freddie Rojas didn't. That's kind of the way I expected. I should have picked put the take him on the over. I didn't. I was too scared. I just took Freddie Rojas ×2. That paid through. But I really did not see MyKquan Williams knocking out Feliciano. Feliciano was a guy that was pretty touted back in the day. He came up on Golden Boy cards. He won a bunch of fights. He's beat some decent opposition. Looked like they were looking to move him along. And then he was just gone. Just gone. He disappeared from the world. Don't know what happened to him, right during COVID. From the end of 2019 all the way to 2022, he was out of the ring. Didn't see him for 2.5 years. He came back. He picked up some couple of wins. Didn't have any knockouts. Nothing really televised. He fought in Mexico. So I really didn't know what to expect. He's 30, so he's not really a prospect. He's not that young. Looks like he was either lost a bit, hadn't gotten it all back, or he was never that good to start with. But we never really, he looked good. He looked like a puncher. He used to go to the body. He used to hurt people. But again, this is 2018, 2019. This is a long time ago. And we really haven't seen him since 2019 against anything of note on televised, or even you can't really find his fights on YouTube or Daily Motion or anything like that. This is not there for you to find. So I really didn't know what to expect. He came out, he was a favorite. I thought someone knew something. Like, okay, MyKquan Williams had looked flawed in fights. Like, I was not in love with MyKquan Williams. He looked a lot better. MyKquan Williams definitely looked better than he had it in the past. MyKquan Williams got one blowing you away or anything like that. And like, this is by far, I would say, if you're MyKquan Williams, this is by far your best performance. MyKquan Williams was a guy that was like, undefeated prospect with a couple of draws. But he didn't exactly look like a world beater. He won a record of 19-0-2. He was coming off a draw with a guy who had a 12-7-1 record. Paulo Cesar Galdino, 12-7-1 from Brazil. Fought him to a draw. That was his last fight. He also had a draw early in his career with Trayshawn Wiggins. Trayshawn Wiggins was 11-4-2, who's now 16-5-3. You've seen Trayshawn Wiggins on Showbox and stuff. And, again, he's not a bad fighter or nothing like that. But, like, Trayshawn Wiggins is not – if you can't beat Trayshawn Wiggins, we got issues. And he couldn't beat Trayshawn Wiggins. And he couldn't beat this other guy from Brazil who I'd never heard of. That's who MyKquan Williams was. Now, I'm not saying MyKquan was bum or anything like that. But when you really go through his resume, there's not a lot there. He's got 2 highly questionable draws. Saul Corral, he fought. That fight's on YouTube. Tyrone Lucky, who's 15-16-4. Yeah, Gabriel Solano was a fight that was on PROBOX, and then before that, he had a draw with Trayshawn Wiggins. He had a fight with Ricky Edwards, who's a veteran who loses all his fights on a DeBella card in Connecticut. I'm sorry. There was nothing. Yeah. Vival belts. Send me a link. I will definitely join. MyKquan Williams was hyper impressive. I know he's 25. I underestimated him. I had no idea. And I had watched a bunch of his fights, what I could find on YouTube and stuff. I watched his fights. I wouldn't expect this. MyKquan Williams looked like a legitimate contender today. MyKquan Williams looked like he belonged. So, let's see it again. Let's see him fight again. Let's see how he looks. Let's see how he does. But Vival Bets, follow me on all forums. I'd love to join your Discord. If you send me a link or tell me how to find it, I will. I'm on Discord. Talk a lot of football on Discord. But yeah, I definitely will. Follow me on all forms social media. Follow me on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Let me know. Yeah, Vival Belts. My ex is I'm gonna put it in the chat for you. At 3D Boxing Blog. We got some people. You got some people rolling in here. Guys, did you have any thoughts on this one way or the other? Because I liked Feliciano prior to the layoff. You know, he's 30. He's not old, but it's like, okay, you're kind of old for a prospect. I really didn't think too highly of MyKquan Williams, and that's my bad. He's obviously a lot better than I thought. But did anyone have really strong thoughts on either fighter or how this fight was going to go out? I was pretty convinced in the undercard that Freddie Rojas was not it. And I get it. He's tall, he's long, he's got good movement. Is his power that good? And that's what I said in the video. He's noted as a puncher. I watched his last fight on Showbox. I was there ringside for his last fight in Showbox in San Antonio. And now this fight. Like, this guy is not it. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter or he's a bum or no, nothing like that. But Freitas Rojas, nah, I'm a hard pass on him. Pretty good card, though. I like it when PROBOX just provides really, really, really good fights. Just, again, Freitas Rojas with Baez was a good fight. I thought it was close. I had it 97-93 for Rojas. They had a little wider. The judges, and this is twice in a row now, that Rojas gets a decision he probably deserved to win, but just gets it way too wide. He's not winning 9 rounds to 1 or 10 rounds to nothing like he had in the Showbox card. He's not winning fights like that. These fights are a lot more competitive than that. And he's like, the judges really, really, and the judges really like Rojas, like really, really like Rojas. Vival Bets. Who do I think won? I thought Rojas won. I thought it was a lot closer than 99-91. I had 97-93. It was a hard fight to score. And I was pretty confident that this fight was going to go the over because I don't think Rojas is a good knockout puncher. I don't think he's a guy who's going to score. I know his record indicates at this point of his career that he is. But I don't think Rojas is a guy who's going to score a ton of knockouts in the future. I don't see it that way. I don't see him scoring knockouts. I don't really see him winning as he progresses through the levels, not fighting like this. Again, and he's 25. So Rojas is the same age as MyKquan Williams. Is that right? They're both 25? So the level of development ain't close, right? Like if you're saying you get to sign one fighter, MyKquan Williams or Freddie Rojas, I'm telling you, MyKquan Williams is not even close. And I was not a MyKquan Williams fan. Vival Bets, you thought Rojas won the fight? It was a hard fight to score, but I thought he won. Like I could see scorecards going one way or the other, or being a discrepancy. But I don't think every judge, it was 99-91, 99-91, and 98-92. That's not a whole lot better. It was 97-93, and I thought I was favorable. I thought I would give close rounds to Rojas. Rojas looks better. He lands the more kind of eye-catching punches. Maybe that carried around for the judges. It just seems like the judges really, really like Freddie Rojas. Who loves PROBOX? Like, I'm so glad that we have PROBOX twice a month. Like, I already missed Showbox, but now we got PROBOX. I love this. Midweek boxing. Fights is over. I'm in Texas. Card's over by 9 o'clock at night. Can still watch basketball or go to bed at a normal time or be a normal person up till 1 o'clock in the morning watching boxing. I love this. Then we can go live and we can chop up these little fights. I love these little fights. I'm sorry I got you guys an L this week. I really, really like the over. I really thought there was no way either fighter was getting knocked out. But MyKquan Williams, boy, that's the story of the night. MyKquan Williams' power and his athleticism, I completely underestimated. And I know I'm going to get some haters now. The haters are going to hate. And I get that. I want you guys to know I'm 7-1 this year. This is a bad loss, and I'll get you your money back next week. We got more fights this week. I'm gonna get you back on Saturday on the boxer card on ESPN on Top Rank. I'm gonna get y'all back. Just stay patient. We'll still end up making money this week because I'm gonna go 3-0, and then next week we got the Kenshiro fight, which we're gonna make money on that. We're gonna get you all back. I'm 7-1. All right, keep that in mind, guys. Also, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. You took the Dalakan fight. Vival bet. You took Dalakan. I like Dalakan, but I didn't do a video on this. If you guys want to request a video, join my Patreon. It's $5 a month. You'll get a free T-shirt, and I'll break down any fight that you may like. I was gonna take him too, but I couldn't find enough content on his opponent, so I didn't want to do it. But Dalakan is a good fighter. Like, he's been a champion for a long time. He's got names. He's beaten good fighters. He just, he doesn't get a ton of publicity and notoriety. Not a ton of his fights are on TV because he's so small. But that's a really good fighter. I would, if I was going to bet that, I would definitely pick him. Did you pick him by stoppage, or did you just take him on the money line? Vival bets. Vival bets. Did you take him just on the money line, or did you take him by stoppage or on points? It's a decent week of boxing. It's a money line, just on the money line. It's a good bet. I think that's a safe bet. And the odds are good too. It's basically, you know what I'm saying? The odds are good. Like, I was surprised. What book did you use? Did you use DraftKings like I use, or did you use another book? Because I think DraftKings had about the same odds. The line moved to -110 today. DraftKings. It's a good bet. Did you bet on any of did you bet on any of the Saturday fights on ESPN? Natasha Jonas and Mikhail Mayekar. Did you bet anything on that? No, not yet. Still watching film. Watch my videos. I broke down 3 of the fights. Jeffers, McKenna, and then what's the other fight I did on that? I did 3 fights on that. Check out my videos on that. Aaron McKenna is definitely a guy to keep your eye on. Yeah, Aaron McKenna is definitely a guy to keep your eye on. He's definitely going to win. I like McKenna. Jeffers is going to win. I don't really think highly. I appreciate you, Vival Bets. Thank you for the sub. I think Jeffers kind of blows. Not that he blows. He's just like, there's nothing next level about him. He's going to beat Jermaine Brown. He'll win that fight. But I don't really see much that's going to, like, Jeffers is going to be a world-class fighter. Hard pass for me. McKenna, I like Vival Bets. What about Aaron McKenna? Like, it's hard because he's not a knockout puncher either, but he throws vicious body shots. Like, Jeffers is just kind of in there looking to score and try to win rounds. Like, he's just, in there like an amateur kind of. I don't want to say he sucks. He doesn't suck. Whoever taught him, Jeffers, to fight taught him well. He's good in all 3 ranges, but there's no mustard on his punches. He's not really. There's no rhyme or reason for his punch. He's just in there trying to win rounds. He's not a big hitter, and he's not super athletic, and he gets hit a lot. But McKenna, there's something to McKenna. He knows how to use his range. He mixes up head and body, really. He goes to the body. He digs his shots. Like, he's not getting knockouts, but he's hurting you. I think McKenna, I'm not saying he's going to be a world champion, but there's something to McKenna. But we're going to hear from McKenna at the world-class level, I think. How far can he go? Can he win a world title? Is he just a top 10 or 15 guy in that weight class? I don't know. We're going to find out. But we're going to find out that he's a good fighter. Like, McKenna can scrap. McKenna, he can fight. McKenna can definitely fight. Between McKenna and Jeffers, to me, that's a no-brainer. What is the other fight on that card that I did a video for? I can't even remember. I'm going to try to look it up real quick. Oh, Jack Cullen and Zach Chelly, the rematch. I like Cullen in the rematch. Not to check out the video, I'll get into it, but I like Cullen and Chelly rematch. I think if you can't beat Chelly, you're stuck. And I think Cullen, if he fights his fight, he'll win. If he just uses his height, uses his range, touches him, touches Chelly, touches him to the body, just doesn't engage in a war with him. He'll win that fight. And I don't think Chelly's a great inside fighter or a massive hitter. And he doesn't have great head movement to slip onto the inside. So, like, if Cullen just fights a disciplined fight, if he just stays in control, he just stays patient and calm and fights his fight, I think Cullen sweeps these rounds. But yeah, I hear that. It's a close call, and it is a close call. But like I feel like it shouldn't be, because Cullen's better than Chelly, but he's not. He doesn't fight a disciplined fight. And he's gonna, if he just fought at long range, made it a boring fight, touched him to the body, touched him to the body, touched him to the body, hit him, check him with a hook, and just keep him at range and he get inside, just lock him up. He could roll in that fight. It's not like Chelly really, really makes you pay on the inside and is good at getting on the inside. He's not. Chelly throws in more volume. He'll press more. Chelly doesn't jab. So it's like he doesn't jab and he doesn't slip his head. Why are you letting him on the inside? If you're not slipping and you're not jabbing, how are you getting on the inside? That should be a dominant win for Cullen, but I don't, it's going to be close. I lean towards Cullen because there's more paths for him to win. And then next week we have, a week from now, basically next Tuesday, we have the Kenshiro card in Japan, which is a good card. And if you guys have a link for that card, let me know. I definitely want to watch it. I want to tune in. I want to check that out because that's a good fight. I think Kenshiro is one of the best fighters on planet Earth. I think Kenshiro and Jai Apataya, I think, are the two most underrated guys in boxing. Like, if you make pound for pound lists, they're knocking on that door. Both Apataya and Kenshiro, they're knocking on that pound for pound door, and no one really puts them in that discussion, and they should. I'm not saying like you have to put them over Shakur or Tank or something, but like they're knocking at that door. If you made a pound for pound top 15 list, let's say, Kenshiro and Jai Apataya should definitely be on that list. Those are two guys who are criminally underrated. Kenshiro is a pain in the neck to deal with because stylistically, like, he'll start slow and then he'll pick it up and he'll make you fight when you don't want to, and when you're in a lull, he'll pick up the action. Then when you want to press the action, he'll slow the fight down. He's a difficult guy to fight, and he's in the pocket. He's not that hard to hit, but you don't hit him clean. Like, you can hit him, but he's elbows in, tight guard, high guard, kind of like Inoue without the explosive power of Inoue, but he's good. Like, he's crafty. Kenshiro is going to be a tough guy to deal with. And then, he has an excellent gas tank, and he seems to get going as the fight gets going. While you start to fade, he starts to cook. I like Kenshiro. He's going to be a lot at 108. I'd like to see him go up to 112. And prices like there, a little bit more names. Fight Sonny. Bam's going to leave 112, so he's not going to be able to fight Bam. But there are definitely fights at 112 for him to take, like Sonny Edwards, like Julio Cesar Martinez. I guess him fighting Nakatani is out because Nakatani's going up again. So, I mean, right, Nakatani's going to 118, so that's out of the realm of possibilities. But the smaller weight classes are bringing a lot of entertainment. Like, the smaller weight classes are bringing us good fights. Really, really, really good fights in the smaller weight classes. And they got to fight each other because if they want to make money, they got to make good fights. Right? No one's paying even Bam Rodriguez, the king of the little men, a ton of money to go fight top 20, 15 to 20 guys. Not like welterweights would get paid for that, or the heavyweights or middleweights or whatever. If these little guys want to get paid, they have to make top fights, and you can see that that's what they're doing. All right, not a ton going on in the chat. I'm a little disappointed that more people didn't join the chat. I thought we had a good PROBOX card. Do you guys like the PROBOX cards? I love this. I love every other Wednesday we got a PROBOX card. I'm into it. I'm a fan. I think they give us great fights. They give us great fights with good fighters. I don't know if any of them have gone on and win world titles yet, but like, they got guys like Najee Lopez, like nice little prospects who have built up resumes for him. it's good TV. It doesn't make you wait a full week for boxing. You know, we don't have to wait till Saturday. We get Wednesday card, and it's good, especially with no more Showbox, no more Showtime Showbox. Like we don't get a lot of prospect level boxing, and that sucks. And I'm still waiting to see what happens with PBC. When are they going to have a card that I can watch on Amazon? Like they've been keeping some of their lower level fighters, some of their prospects and stuff busy at the club level. But when am I going to get to watch a PBC card on Amazon? I really want to see this. And it's like I haven't heard any announcements. Is there something coming up? Is there something coming through the What is that, my valid bets? What did Victor Conti say? Victor Conti told us how to. Victor Conti was Balco, and now he does Snack. He's the one that teaches you how to take steroids and not have a dirty test. Did he say that? I don't know. I mean, it sounds like something Victor Conti would say. They don't announce fights because they avoid drug testing. I don't know that he said that, although that does sound like something Victor Conti would say. You get so many of them fighters who say, do you want to take the year-round testing? They say no. Like, why don't you want to? The VADA testing. That's what I'm thinking. The VADA. You want to take the VADA testing? I'm going to check that out. It's on Marty's YouTube channel. I'm going to check that out. That guy, he's probably not lying. Like, he's probably not lying. Growing up, it wasn't that big in the boxing community, but besides boxing, I also played baseball, high school baseball, college baseball. Half the team was on steroids then, and that was 20 years ago, right? Now, 20 years later, at the highest level, when everyone's on steroids, do you really think they're going to stop taking steroids now that there's millions of dollars on the line and each win makes you more money? Oh, no, at this level, I mean, at high school, when I was doing it for free, then I had to juice. But now that my career's on the line and I can do it and get away with it, I'm not going to. I'm going to fight. Of course they're on steroids. They're all on steroids. I used to think like if I did steroids in college, I could make the majors. No, I couldn't. If I took steroids and gained 20 pounds of muscle, I still wasn't going to make the major leagues. There's no way. There's no way. But if you're at that level, yeah, it helps. It helps. But, being on steroids is not going to take an ordinary college baseball player and turn him into a major leaguer. It's not going to happen. But if you're already a major leaguer and then you take steroids, you can do Barry Bonds stuff. It's at the point, like the NBA didn't test for weed. And it was reported like 90% of NBA players was taking weed, were smoking weed. Right? Kevin Durant said he started smoking weed in 2013. And they're like, well, 2013-14 was your MVP year. And Kevin Durant's like, yeah, it was my best year. And like, well, when was the last time you were high? And Kevin Durant goes, well, I'm high right now. Right? So then like, you can smoke weed in the NBA. It's no problem. In boxing, if you're just going to take steroids and we can't test for it, like there's no way we can test for it and get a reliable result because you can pass the test, just let them take steroids. At least it's an even playing field. Like everyone's cheating. So if everyone's cheating, no one's cheating. You know what I'm saying? Just let them take the steroids. Roy Jones Jr. fought someone in the late 90s. I forget who it was, but they had both tested for the same steroid. It was the stuff that Mark McGuire had in his locker. Androstenedione. They both tested positive for androstenedione. And they're like, all right, well, you guys can just fight. You guys both tested positive for the same thing? Yeah. Go ahead. Just fight. I'm not against it. If you guys are both cheating, let them cheat. Dillian White versus Big Baby Miller. Let's go. Let's do it. They're both on steroids. Who cares? Big Baby Miller, when he got arrested for stealing a car, the British newspaper reported that he was a former boxer. What happened? Big Baby Miller retired? I was unaware of that. Big Baby Miller had a future. He blew that. But maybe all of the steroids that he took, maybe that explains why Big Baby Miller was able to throw 100 punches around at 330 pounds or whatever the hell he weighed. Like, that's not normal. That's not okay. 330 pounders should not be throwing 100 punches around. Maybe that explains why. Like, could Jarrell Big Baby Miller do that if he was clean? Probably not. But Big Baby Miller was fun to watch for a minute. Yeah, I want to have someone on and talk. EPO guy, a steroid guy, Victor Conti guy who knows all this stuff. But yeah, Jarrell Big Baby Miller was definitely on EPO. He was definitely on the good stuff. It was fun to watch, though. He was big, huge, 330-pound offensive lineman looking dude throwing 100 punches around, volume punching. I was a trip, man. I really wanted to. I know he cheated and everything, and like it ain't cool, but I really wanted to see Jarrell Big Baby Miller get a title. Like, that dude is a heavyweight champ. That was a trip. Who do we like, though? Who do we got? Usyk with Fury. It's coming up soon. I guess it's going to happen. Ryan. Is that what we're doing now, Ryan? Is everyone? MyKquan Williams, look, after the A+ performance from MyKquan Williams, he just had a draw with a guy who's 12-7. And then he hands in that performance. This guy obviously fights to the level of his opposition, which is good and bad. You know, MyKquan Williams can go up the levels, and he can fight someone at the next level for sure. But when he takes a tune-up fight, he might lose, right? Like, I don't know if it's a question of motivation. I don't know what it is, but I mean, how did that guy that we saw in the ring tonight? How did that guy have a draw with a guy that was 12-7-2 on the ShowBox card that was at the Hall of Fame induction weekend? How does that happen? That's unacceptable, my man, MyKquan Williams. Like, it's got to be an effort thing because you can't. Like, did you see the guy in the ring tonight? That guy looked like a future world champion. How is he having a draw with a 12-7-2 guy? Everyone got Usyk. Is everyone? I'm definitely taking Usyk. How about Joshua and Ngannou? Are we taking Joshua? I got Usyk. You guys know that. I've been picking Usyk since Usyk was a cruiserweight. I was saying Usyk was going to run the heavyweight division when Usyk was cruiserweight. And I'm not ready to say that about Jai Apatow because Usyk just looked big and strong. Like the going up to heavyweight wasn't going to affect Usyk that much. Where Jai Apatow, he doesn't look like, Usyk looks like a guy that had to shrink down and make 200 pounds. Jai Apatow looks like he walks around at 195 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if Jai Apatow, who I think is really good, I don't know if he can go up. I don't know if he can go up to heavyweight. Like, Usyk. Like, Apatow may just have to dominate, cruiserweight division, stay at 200 pounds and just kind of run that division. Yeah, he did. It looked like he was eating some of that Mexican tainted beef. Feliciano looked way too big for that division. He did. He didn't look like that. Like, I haven't seen any tape on the guy since 2019, when he used to fight on Golden Boy Live cards in Indio, California. I didn't know what to expect. I liked him then. I thought when I saw his name, I was like, what? And I looked him up again, and it's like, yeah, he never lost. He never went to jail. He just was out of the ring for 2.5 years and then started fighting some Mexican guys, some guys in Mexico off television. I didn't really know what to make of it. And, MyKquan Williams was way better than, someone asked me on the YouTube channel, like, what happened here? MyKquan Williams was just way better than I expected. There's no excuses. Like, I was not expecting MyKquan Williams to be that good. And I was especially not expecting him to carry any type of pop like he did. Like, that guy, every time he hit Feliciano, he should have got credit for another knock. That was the end of, the 4th round or something. Like, that was another knockdown. He hit him with a hook, dropped Feliciano, and the ref's like, no knockdown, slips. Like, the inactivity, yeah, I guess. I mean, but MyKquan Williams just looked way better. I don't think Feliciano looked that bad. He wasn't, missing wild. He looked sharp. His timing didn't look really off or anything. It just looked like MyKquan Williams was really good. Inactivity was fact. I mean, inactivity for a prospect level guy is not good. Like they got to stay sharp and stay active. It's not inactivity for a guy at that stage of his career. Yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Ryan, but who would win, Hector Tanahara or MyKquan Williams at any weight? All right, so another ShoBox card. I guess we'll have another ShoBox, not ShoBox, PROBOX card. Another PROBOX card. Tanahara beats everyone every day of the week. Right, what are we gonna do if Tanahara gets to a world title? What are we gonna do then? Like, we're gonna have a parade here in Texas, in Alamo City, for Tanahara. That's what we're gonna do. I still believe in my boy. I still believe in my boy. That's brutal, man. That's brutal. I probably stop watching boxing because that would mean there's no more talent in the sport, Ryan said. Tanahara's got skills for days. I always tell this story, I'm going to tell it one more time. I talked to Clay Burns, who you guys know Clay Burns. He fights on ESPN a lot. He's the opponent. He's fought everyone. He's got like a 20-20 record. He fights a lot on top-ranked cards. He's fought on PBC cards. He's an opponent. He's tough as hell. He never gets stopped. He's fought Tanahara, and he fought Devin Haney on the come-up. Both, 8 fights into their career. I asked him, who is better at that stage, Devin or Tanahara? Without hesitation, he said, Hector. Hector's sharp as hell. Like, Hector's got skills for days. He's got issues outside the ring. Once early in his career, he got dropped. He came back and won a fight, obviously, but he got dropped early in his career. And Robert Garcia kind of lost confidence in him, and you can see that affected him. And then, outside of the ring, he's a drinker and stuff. Like, I just think he needs to get focused, stay in the ring. Like, he's got the skills. Hector Tanahara has the skills to be a world champion. He grew up with Bam and Josh. He's got skills. And then Freddie Rojas. I'll touch on that, and then we'll call it a night. Freddie Rojas, who fought Rojas, who fought in the co-main event. He was a big deal. PBC likes him. Again, he's a PBC fighter who's fighting off PBC cards, trying to stay busy. Rafa. We're going to get to that in a second. Rafa, what do we think of Freitas Rojas? Not that good, right? Not anything more special, which is kind of what I thought. It's kind of what I thought. Rafa says, hopefully McKenna and Jeffers win. McKenna and Jeffers are going to win. Yeah, you called that fight going the distance. I did. Hey, Ryan listens to my channels. I appreciate that. I did say that fight was going to go the distance. I hope you bet it. If you did bet it, then we kind of washed tonight. Like that, and then I took him to win, obviously. That'll make up for the MyKquan Williams loss, which we lost our shirt on. That was a plus 350. Freddie is a bust. It's just twice in a row to me. Like, I don't see what I'm supposed to be seeing here. Like, what am I supposed to be seeing in Freddie Rojas? Like, you can see he's long and he's got a little bit of movement to him. But does he look like he's supposed to be a puncher? He hit Baez 300 times. He didn't even hurt his feelings. Like, why? He's not a puncher. Right. Is this right? You think that McKenna is going to lose to Udafia? Really? Is it that you like Udafia, or that you don't like it, or you don't like McKenna? What am I not seeing that you're seeing? Like, am I overestimating McKenna or underestimating Udafia? Yeah. Okay. So you like Udafia. So it's a combination of things, right? You think Udafia is better than I'm giving credit for, and McKenna is worse? I think McKenna's good. So go bet Udafia. What I would be hesitant of, Ryan, is Udafia being able to get a decision. I don't think that McKenna looked horrible in his last fight. I thought he won every round against an undefeated opponent who wasn't exactly great. I don't think he looks awful at all. I broke that fight down. I don't think he looked terrible at all. If you think Udafia is going to win, then take him. Absolutely. I think you're wrong. But, okay. Ryan, what do you think of Mark Jeffers? Do you like Mark Jeffers? Yeah, he gets it a lot. He's not an athlete, but that's true. You think he's going to lose on points? Or you think he's going to get the stop, Ryan? Rafa, I am confident that McKenna's going to win. I think McKenna is much better than Ryan's giving him credit for it. I don't think he looked bad in his last fight against, how do we say this guy's name? Lima. I'm not even going to try to say his first name, but Lima that he fought. Was it a Queensberry card? Or was it another boxer card? I think it was a boxer. It was the Fraser Clark, right? It was that card in June? You think McKenna's getting stopped? Okay. Well, we're gonna do an immediate reaction show after that, Ryan, and we'll chop that up. Like, just a couple days away. One of us is gonna be right, the other's gonna be wrong. We'll find out which way it is. But I like McKenna. Yeah, I don't know how far he can take it, but I think he can take it to the world level. Who do I like in the Jonas Mayer fight? So I didn't do this. I didn't do a video on this, and I'll tell you why. I personally don't like MyKquan Mayer. Okay, I've met her a couple of times. She was rude to me. This was the first time I met her was the Franco Maloney card at ESPN. Was the first ever all female, and she was working with Poncher. First ever female all female boxing announcer team. And she was like rude to me. So I personally don't like MyKquan Mayer. So I want her to lose. I'm not saying that she's gonna. I have a rooting interest in her losing. So whenever I have a rooting interest in someone losing, like I personally want them to lose, I don't do a video on it because I don't want my personal animus to affect my professionalism. You know what I'm saying? So I probably like Mayer in the fight. I think Mayer will win. But again, she's coming up from a small weight class. She's fighting at 47 now. She's a 130 pounder, maybe 135. This is like, I'm still leaning towards Mayer, but I'm not touching that fight. Okay. Oh wow, that's not good. That's not good. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. I just spilt my coffee everywhere. That's not real good. So I'm gonna call it a night. Guys, follow me all forms of social media, 3D Boxing, 3D Boxing Blog. We will go live again for following the Jonas Mayer card, which I'm not betting that fight because I have personal animus towards Mayer, and I don't bet on cards where I have personal animus against someone. But like, subscribe, join my Patreon. You get a free t-shirt. You get all types of free stuff. You can have me break down a fight that I haven't handicap a fight I haven't handicapped yet if you want me to. But please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me at 3D Boxing, 3D Boxing Blog. It is January 17th, 2024. From Texas to the world. Thank you, and God bless.